Welcome to my channel. In this video, we will delve into W.B. Yeats' poignant poem, Easter 1916, offering a comprehensive summary and insightful analysis. Join us as we navigate the historical and emotional landscape of Yeats' verse, unraveling its themes, imagery, and poetic techniques to provide nuanced perspectives that enrich your understanding and appreciation of this esteemed literary work. Biography. William Butler Yeats. W.B. Yeats was an Irish poet, dramatist, and one of the foremost figures of 20th century literature. He was born on June 13, 1865 in Sandymount, Dublin, Ireland, and died on January 28, 1939, in Menton, France. Yeats was a key figure in the Irish literary revival and was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1923. Written date. Easter 1916 was written in 1916, shortly after the Easter Rising, an armed insurrection in Ireland against British rule. Published date. The poem was first published in 1921 in Yeats's collection titled Michael Robarts and the Dancer. Tone. The tone of Easter 1916 is reflective, somber, and mournful. Yeats grapples with the complexities of the Easter Rising, acknowledging the sacrifice of those involved while also critiquing the futility of violence and the loss of innocence. Setting. The setting of the poem is Dublin, Ireland, specifically during the Easter Rising of 1916. Point of view. The poem is written from Yeats's perspective, reflecting on the events of Easter 1916 and the impact they had on Irish society and his own personal beliefs. He combines personal reflection with broader historical and political analysis. Summary. Easter 1916 by W.B. Yeats is a reflective poem that explores the complexities of the Easter Rising in Ireland and its aftermath. The poem begins with Yeats's observations of the people he knew who were involved in the Rising, including activists and poets, who he initially regarded with indifference. However, as the poem progresses, Yeats reflects on the profound change the events of Easter 1916 brought about, not just in Ireland but also in his own perceptions. Yeats acknowledges the sacrifices made by those who participated in the uprising, recognizing their bravery and dedication to their cause. However, he also grapples with the consequences of their actions, questioning whether their sacrifices were in vain and whether violence is ever justified in the pursuit of political goals. The poem's tone shifts between admiration for the rebels' courage and a sense of sorrow for the loss of life and innocence that resulted from the uprising. Ultimately, Yeats concludes that the events of Easter 1916 marked a turning point in Irish history, shaping a nation's identity and inspiring future generations to continue the struggle for independence. Overall, Easter 1916 is a poignant reflection on the complexities of Irish nationalism, the human cost of political violence, and the enduring legacy of rebellion. Themes. Easter 1916 by W.B. Yeats explores several themes that are central to the poem. Nationalism and patriotism. The poem grapples with the ideals of Irish nationalism and the motivations behind the Easter Rising. Yeats reflects on the patriotism and dedication of those who participated in the rebellion, acknowledging their love for Ireland and their desire for independence from British rule. The futility of violence. Throughout the poem, Yeats questions the effectiveness of violent rebellion as a means of achieving political goals. He reflects on the human cost of the Easter Rising and wonders whether the sacrifice of lives was justified and whether it ultimately brought about meaningful change. Memory and history. Easter 1916 is a reflection on the passage of time and the ways in which historical events shape collective memory. Yeats remembers the individuals involved in the Easter Rising and acknowledges their impact on Irish history, while also recognizing the shifting perceptions of their actions over time. Transformation and change. The poem explores the transformative effects of the Easter Rising on Irish society and culture. Yeats reflects on the personal and political changes brought about by the events of 1916, both for individuals involved in the rebellion and for the nation as a whole. Identity and sacrifice. Eastern 1916 examines the concepts of identity and sacrifice in the context of Irish nationalism. Yeats reflects on the sacrifices made by those who participated in the Easter Rising, and considers the ways in which their actions shaped Ireland's sense of identity and its ongoing struggle for independence. Literary devices. Eastern 1916 by W.B. Yeats is rich with literary devices that enhance its themes and evoke emotion. Here are some prominent ones. Alliteration. The repetition of consonant sounds in close proximity, such as in the line that women's days were spent. In ignorant goodwill. Assonance. The repetition of vowel sounds in nearby words, as seen in polite meaningless words and the light of literature. Imagery. Yeats uses vivid imagery to evoke the sights, sounds, and emotions associated with the Easter Rising and its aftermath. For example, he describes the light of evening and the grey 18th century houses. Metaphor. Yeats employs metaphorical language to convey deeper meanings, such as comparing the rebels to ignorant goodwill and describing their sacrifice as terrible beauty. Symbolism. The poem is rich in symbolism, with various elements representing broader themes. For instance, ignorant goodwill symbolizes the innocence of those who were involved in the rising, while the terrible beauty represents the paradoxical nature of their sacrifice. Repetition. Yeats uses repetition for emphasis and to create rhythm, such as in the refrain "A terrible beauty is born," which appears multiple times throughout the poem. Irony. There's a subtle irony in Yeats's portrayal of the rebels and their actions, as he grapples with the complexities of their motivations and the consequences of their rebellion. Enjambment. The use of enjambment, where sentences and phrases continue from one line to the next without punctuation, creates a sense of flow and momentum in the poem, reflecting the ongoing struggle for Irish independence. These literary devices contribute to the poem's depth and resonance, allowing Yeats to explore complex themes with nuance and subtlety. I hope you've understand this lecture. If you have any queries, let me know in the comments section and do share it with your friends.